Hey y'all, it's Ashley at the Realm of Comics, where we talk about everything graphic novel, manga, and comic related. So as you can see from the title of today's video, I'm here to talk a little bit about 5 manga series that I'm really interested in trying. I specifically pulled 5 manga series from my shelf because at this point, 1, balling on a budget, 2, I have too many unread series on my shelf, and 3, I don't think there's a number 3, but you know, 3 just makes it feel very even, although 3 is an odd number, which doesn't make any sense, and I'm going to continue to ramble on. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. I don't want this video to be too long. I think that in terms of my crossover between like MangaTube and BookTube, one of these series is really popular on BookTube. The rest of the series are going to be really familiar on MangaTube. I have found all 4, well, I think the first one I found via the library, plus everybody on BookTube talks about it. The other 4 I have found through other manga tubers that I've watched for a little while now, primarily being Profitaku and then also Shay from Shay Geeks Out. So let's go ahead and dive in. So the first one that I have here is Spy Family, which is by Tatsuya Endo. I have heard so many things about Spy Family. This is one that I have not picked up yet, but I'm really excited to pick it up. It is about a spy who is given a mission in which he has to get married and also adopt a kid, and I've heard that it's really heartwarming and funny and charming, and a lot of people have been eating this series up, and I know that a lot of people have also been loving the anime. Surprisingly, I own the first, I believe, 3 volumes of the series, and I have not read it yet. I don't know what's taking me so long. I always have this thing with like hyped anything. It doesn't mean it like, it doesn't matter if it's a comic book, manga, graphic novel, prose book, whatever. I always feel so much hesitancy because I'm always fearful that I'm going to not like the book as much as everyone else. But this has just been getting praise all around, and I think it's just about time that I went ahead and picked it up. Next one that I have is Blue Lock, and the story is by Muniyuki Kanashiro, and this is what I have been hearing as a kind of like parallel to Haikyuu, which I do own Haikyuu, but I have not read it, so I couldn't really back that up and say whether they are similar or not. This is soccer based, which I played soccer when I was in middle school all the way up to high school. I played midfield, which I loved it. I played co-ed, so it was just a really fun experience. So when I saw that there was a manga that was soccer related, I really wanted to pick it up. This follows a kind of a training where the World Cup team for Japan is trying to find a striker because they lost the World Cup, and now they realize that that's the position that they need to fill. So there's 300 of Japan's best and brightest youth players, and it's set up for them to kind of survive like a battle royale, which I'm really interested in this. I don't know if it's really technically a play on battle royale, but looking forward to it. I think that this one is already at volume 4 if I'm not mistaken, and I'm very interested to see how this is going to play out because I haven't really looked at the artwork, and I haven't looked at the artwork at all. I literally heard someone talk about Blue Lock and that it was soccer related, and that was enough for me to just go ahead and buy the first volume. So clearly it doesn't take much. The next one that I have is Dandadan by Yukinobu Tatsu. I'm sorry, I literally this was gifted to me and I don't have the slip, so I don't remember who sent this to me, but I had this on my wish list because I'd heard so many people on MangaTube talking about Dandadan, and I literally just read the summary for the first time, and I never do this because I loathe when people read the summary of books. It drives me absolutely wild when people read direct from the back of the book, but I have to read this one because it's hilarious. So it says, Momo Ayase strikes up an unusual friendship with her school's UFO fanatic, who she nicknames Akuran because he has a name that is not to be said aloud. While Momo believes in spirits, she thinks aliens are nothing but nonsense. Her new friend, meanwhile, thinks the exact opposite. To settle matters, the two set out to prove each other wrong. Momo to a UFO hotspot and Akuran to a haunted tunnel. What unfolds next is a beautiful story of young love and oddly horny aliens and spirits. So I don't know what I was expecting this to be about, but it does say parental advisory, explicit content. So there's that. very much so looking forward to picking this one up. Next one is one that I had randomly picked up. I can't remember who I heard speak about this one, but I randomly picked this one up because they were having a buy one get one 50% off at Barnes & Noble, which they put that heinous ugly sticker on it, and this one sounded really exciting. It's Shadow's House, and it is about this family that lives in this mansion, and they're known as a shadow family. So they don't have any facial features to speak of. There's like no face. So they employ living dolls to act as their face. And in this specific story, we're following Kate and Emilico, and they're a mistress and servant. So they're kind of paired together, which I'm guessing this is what we're seeing here on the cover, where we have one that doesn't have a face and the living doll that's acting as her face. This one seems like it's going to be a little bit more on the darker side, spooky, which I am wondering if I want to save this one more so like for Halloween. I know that's pushing it very far to the end of the year, considering that we're already in March, but I feel like this would be a really, really good vibe for around the fall-ish season, as opposed to reading it during spring or summer. The next one that I have is Crazy Food Truck, which I know this one is kind of hit or miss, but at this point I already have this volume, so I thought I would read it. I know that the dynamic between the girl and this guy is a little uncomfortable for some people in terms of how she's drawn, lack of clothing, and he basically finds her in the middle of nowhere naked, and she becomes his traveling companion. She likes to eat a lot, which I'm guessing that's where the food truck element comes from. And then she also has an armed militia that's on her tail. This one, I think for a lot of people, this is a very divisive one. Like, either you really, really like it or you don't like it at all. But I think I am just going to go with it. This one also has a parental advisory on it, so I'm guessing there's going to be some panels in here that are a little, you know, on the spicy side, which is fine. It's fine. We you know, I love my spice, but I don't know if I'm going to like it in this context, but we shall see. All right, y'all, so those are 5 manga series that I really need to start soon, or that I'm interested in starting soon. If you like this video, let me know in the comments below, as well as telling me what are some manga series that you're interested in starting, or tell me some manga series that you're currently in the middle of, and ones that you think that I will like. As always, if you're interested in following me on social media, all the links will be down in the description box below. If you're interested in seeing more content, make sure you click the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications, and I'll be back with another video soon.